I saw you speaking with the general. We must be in dire straits to rely on passers-by. You already know of the savages. We sent scouting parties into the bog.
This was a massacre. How did you survive the battle?
We panicked. Well, the young soldiers did anyway. After Jane collapsed the road behind us, we were so close to victory. I kept the baggage.
A swamp is hardly a place for heavy wagons. Was your cargo worth the trouble?
Basic supplies needed for the troops, but also cannons, powder kegs, and the like. Perhaps we could find a way out of this muck-ridden...
If your people are raw recruits, they won't survive long in the swamp. Let me look for your missing soldiers.
You surprise me. I can offer you little more than some extra supplies, and my thanks. Look for them to the east, out in the bog. Devonsey won't permit any more of us to leave camp, so you're the only chance they'll get.
I didn't want to say anything in front of that lord, but...
He commands the Royal Army. You probably heard his name in news of some battle or other.
When I was young, I heard Odo speak of him many times. That name... Devonsey. We should tell Odo when we see him next. Disgusting creatures. If only they were friendly. Of roots. I think it is a door to be opened and closed with a word or a charm. Against us.
Too many. Fall back. Fall back.
Damn natives. You made short work of them. I'm glad we're on the same side. We got split up from the rest of our party in the confusion. We're heading back to camp, but if you find the others, please help them.
You are finished!
There, look. The servitors haven't seen us yet, but this is the edge of their village. Phineas and the other prisoners are probably being held...
Is this all the soldiers you could gather? I thought we'd have more support.
The others were wounded, or too unproven to be trusted in a close fight. These few are veterans. They've been with me since the Battle of Draken.
They have the advantage of numbers.
But we have the advantage of surprise, and their numbers will count for little in that maze of platforms and islands. Once we get to the others...
Do you have a strategy in mind?
Everything depends upon finding their leader, the Chief Shaman. If we take him alive, we can negotiate from a position of strength. Damn, they've seen us. We're out of time.
Shamesh. We bow before no outsider. You are not welcome here. You bring fire and poison to our home. You kill our sacred trees, and you move the crawlers to madness. Now you kill my seed in my village. I come to tell you that you will stop.
I didn't come here to fight. We just want our people back.
If you do not come to fight, why dress for war? Your blades were already wet with Shamesh blood. For years you come and battle here. You kill warriors in metal and...
I know nothing of your people. Who are you?
I am Maru Yetum, he who whispers with Nagog, high shaman to all in this village. We are the Shamesh.
You say the swamp is sacred, but we know nothing about it. Why do your people care?
Long ago, the Old One, Nagog, fell from the sky. Our fathers made a sacred bond with it as it lay dying. So we all became Shamesh.
Gods falling from the sky? Just...
The Old One died.
The damp? What is that?
All that is out there, beyond our home.
There's only one thing we want, and that's the men you took from us.
And why should I return your warriors? You have killed many of my seed. You have burned the ground and poisoned our waters with your dead.
It was Jane Cassinda who burned your swamp and killed your people, not us. I ordered my army to leave you alone.
You fought in the damp and killed us when our blades pierced.
I'll hold the soldiers here. Go on ahead, find the captain.
Prepare yourself for death.
Let us out of here. Please, I don't want to die in some savage's cook pot.
Since he first whispered with Nagab, I will not fight you. Your spirit is stronger. Today, all Urshemesh know the Firebringer's power.
You've been beaten. Don't forget this. We'll defend ourselves again if need be.
None of my warriors will forget. We will not challenge you again. It has always been this way. If the strongest of us cannot kill you, then no Urshemesh will. Take this charm. It is known to the roots and vines that I command, and they will bow before you to let you pass. Walk free amongst my seed, and in peace.
The savages fear us now. They will not trouble us again.
We give you this offering, Firebringer. Take it. Firebringer, may you walk this village in peace.
I'm glad to be free, but I'm sorry that so many natives had to die. I wish there could have been a less violent solution.
The Urshemesh are a fascinating people. It's like they've taken all of our values and turned them on their heads, and then shrunk them.
Yes, those babbling heads are more than a little revolting.
Is it true? Can you get us out of this swamp?
Indeed. I never thought studying old dwarven lore would turn me into such a valuable instrument of war. That certainly wasn't my intention.
Lord Devonsey is a good friend. He would not have left me, even if I didn't have my magic. But now that I'm free...
You seem a bit taken with the first people. A little odd since they might have killed you.
The Queen has my loyalty first, but I was a scholar before I was a soldier. These villagers are endlessly interesting.
What are those talking heads that I've seen around the village?
They're Urshamesh ancestors. It's really quite unusual. For these people, death is the ultimate tragedy. Not in the way that you or I might think, though. For them, a spirit that returns to the River of Souls is forever lost to his clan. A most terrible fate. So when a kinsman dies, they capture his soul, and then place it in his...
Geomancy seems different from the magic of the Legion. How does it work?
Because geomancers use their magic to move the earth, many have likened the art to the undisciplined chaos of shamanism or witchcraft. In actuality, it's a form of magic that demands patience. Conveying this essence is difficult. After all, whole libraries are dedicated to the art. But you might say that
How did you learn about the dwarves and their magic? Did you have a teacher?
No, sadly. We've suffered many losses in our service to the Queen. And to my shame, that included the dwarves under her care. We simply don't know if there are any survivors. No clans have contacted us. And even the great mine of Glitter Delve, where Her Majesty lives, is empty. I learned all that I know by...
The sooner we can leave this swamp, the better. Can you raise the land bridge soon?
As soon as we return to the camp, I'm sure we'll be moving out soon.
I must be off. My road takes me to Stonebridge.
Indeed. We are all in your debt. These are troubling times, but your actions remind me of kinder days. Days when the Legion and the Crown served one another. May we meet again.
A missionary from the Azunite Church.
So you're the one who led the attack. Was it worth it? I can only hope that the lives you took were necessary. I came here because I didn't want to serve Azunai through war. Now that you've done your fighting, you might help. I've been collecting.
This isn't the place I'd expect to find an Azunite. How did you get here?
I was once an apprentice alchemist. A promising one, I might add. I prayed and prayed, and Azunai saved my father. Since then, I've dedicated my life to his service. Unfortunately, most Azunites seem to think that spilling blood in Jane Cassinder's name is the only true means of worship. I teach the children, and help the villagers with my remedies. It's a simple life, but better than fighting in Jane Cassinder's army.
Well, what are you looking for? Gathering a few roots doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
If only it were that easy. I've no shortage of bog plants, but slug eggs, that's a different story. They have extraordinary healing properties. With all the bloodshed that's taken place here, the villagers have need of such a...
I must be off. I will look for the eggs when I'm in the bog.
Thank you. And be careful out there. The slugs can be rather vicious.
The odds are against us here.
Thank you. Now is your chance. I don't know who you are. You just walked into a frag's nest of trouble.
And be judged.
Good thing Roderick sent you. We wouldn't have survived. You have our thanks. We should be able to make it back to the camp on our own. We'll tell Roderick what happened, but I'm sure he'll want to thank you himself.
I can hardly believe it. All my men have returned, safe and sound. It may not seem like much, but believe me when I say that you've given us hope. Raised the morale of the men. Please, take these supplies. We'll say they fell off the wagon on the way to Glitterdelve. You've more than earned them.
We go our separate ways from here. Pity to see you go. The Queen could use good people like yourselves.
A pity also that my freedom was purchased in blood. The first people were only safeguarding their land. From their point of view,
That's more than enough, Phineas. I'll not hear any ungrateful...
Easy to sympathize with your enemies when others do the fighting for you.
If he understood how close he came to death, he would never speak so.
Phineas has never shouldered responsibility for anyone but himself. His words were rash. In the future, he will hold his tongue.
Now that we've rescued your people, where will you go?
I'll march what forces I have to Glitterdelve. Try to get there ahead of Jane Cassinda. With these cannons, we can mount a respectable defense. We'll hold Jane's army at every gatehouse, every choke point. Keep the Queen out of enemy hands. But it's no longer a question of victory. Not with the forces I have left. And
once I've crossed the bog, what's the fastest route to Stonebridge?
on the far side of the water, you'll find an old trading road. It should bring you straight to Stonebridge.
How long will it take to raise the land bridge?
Not long. I begin straight away.
If our fortune holds, then Jane Cassinda will not have reached Glitterdelve. Not yet. We'll march to Queen Rosalind's side as quickly as we can. Perhaps we'll see each other again before this war is done.
We promised you a road out of the swamp. Follow me.
Thanks for clearing a safe path. Guess I'll set up shop here. Until we find a way out.
We are free of the swamp, at last. And look, perhaps that road will take us to Stonebridge.
I thought I might find you here on this road. Did you think you could betray our people and live?
You want revenge? And why is that?
You slaughter us by the score, butcher us like animals, and you dare to ask why? I am Sparbog, son of Zarya the Witch, who died at your hand. You will answer for her death, and for the deaths of all my kin.
I won't let you fall.
Welcome to Stonebridge. I see you are a 10th Legionnaire. I am instructed to treat you with tepid disdain and mistrust. Your nation, faction, race, or institution has a negative history in our city. Local constables will keep you under careful observation. Please state the nature of your visit to our fair city.
We're just passing through. We won't be any trouble.
That answer is evasive, but insufficient grounds for the use of force to remove you from the premises. Well played. Regardless of your reasons, Stonebridge is...
We're looking for the Grand Chapter House.
The Grand Chapter House is located on the south side of the Central Plaza. It is officially vacant, but some treasure seekers have gone inside.
What sort of assistance does a talking construct provide?
I am a constable model automaton. I provide peacekeeping support, navigational assistance, and feline wrangling services.
Tell me more about this city.
Just ask the Stonebridge Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. This city is a beacon of innovation, commerce, and technology. Marvel at the elaborate system of gears that power the city. Behold our markets of plentiful goods. Inhale non-fatal doses of smog. Stonebridge is home to men and goblins dedicated to free...
We'll be on our way.
Be advised, causing a disturbance may result in fines, detainment, bodily harm, or death. Enjoy your stay.
Many legionnaires were killed in this city 30 years ago. I am not sure how they'll receive us.
New in town? By the looks of you, you aren't here to buy my simple wares. Perhaps you can help me. I need someone who isn't afraid of a little danger.
What sort of help do you need?
I'm expecting a shipment of clothing, and the caravan is late. It's not exactly bars of gold, but silk is pricey enough to tempt thieves. Out east of the city, there's a camp of Lascanzi, deserters from Jane Cassender's army. They're looting every caravan that passes by. I'm not the only merchant waiting for that shipment. I need some—
Don't worry. We'll make sure the road is clear.
Your wagons will be safe, and your drivers as well.
Thank you. I will, of course, make this worth your while. The thieves are camped near the road, east of the city, not far from the swamp. Good luck to you. I'll await your return.
It was a long time ago, but I wonder if anyone survived the attack on this place. Causeway Gate, just as Odo said. Now we can bring the others here. Strange. These causeways have a quiet beauty to my eyes.
Anjali, take the causeway back to Rukenvall. Tell Odo and Martin that we've reclaimed the chapter house and bring them back here.
In the old Legion, the role of Herald was an honor, especially when the news was good. I'll go at once, and I'll guide them safely back.
This place, it hasn't changed so much.
We heard rumors of a battle in the swamp. Royalists against Jane Cassinda. What news? You weren't caught up in any trouble, I hope.
Someone set traps and guardians on the lower level of the chapter house. Could the legionnaires have set them before they were killed?
No. Jane and her mob stormed this place, dragged the legionnaires into the streets. They didn't have time to set traps or wards. Someone's been here after the Legion fell.
The rumors of a battle were true. Most of the Royal Army are dead, but we met their general, a man called Devonsey.
Devonsey? You're sure that was his name?
30 years ago, Finn Devonsey was one of us. Master of the Legion chapter house in Glacier. And he called himself by a different name. A Legion name.
He called himself by another name? What was it?
Bohemond. An old and respectable name. He wasn't born to the Legion, so he took the name after he joined. My father knew him. Spoke well of him.
When the Legion was accused of murdering the king, Devonsey renounced his vows and quit the Legion. Insisted that the charges were true. Stubborn.
Devonsey has Legion blood. He might be willing to join us.
He might speak on our behalf at least. Convince the Queen that we can be trusted. If we seal an alliance with the Royal Court, we prove that Ehb has a future. People would rally behind us. Last I heard, the Queen had retreated to the Glitterdelf mine.
That's where Jane will be going too.
Devonsey mentioned the Queen more than once. What's her name?
Rosalind. She'd be, what, 17 years old by now? Last of the royal line. Jane Cassinda would like nothing better than to capture the girl. With Rosalind caught or dead, resistance dries up and Stonebridge stands alone.
How do we know that the Royalists will talk to us?
We don't. They probably still believe that the Legion murdered the old king.
Odo's right. They may be wary of us, but we have truth on our side.
What's the fastest road to Glitterdelf?
Glitterdelf Mine is a long march from here, many days on foot. Take the causeway instead. The Legion had an outpost not far from the mines. Must have been a causeway there, too, and I doubt the gate was ever sealed.
We'll try to find the Royal Court, then. Is there anyone else who might join us?
The Meisters, the merchant lords of Stonebridge. They'd be powerful friends.
Friends? These people believe Jane's lies. They murdered our brothers and sisters. No reason to think they'll embrace us now.
No reason to think they won't, if we show ourselves worthy of trust. At least the Meisters could tell us if any legionnaires survived.
So the Meisters govern Stonebridge. Are they nobility?
Nobility? Far from it. They're the richest men in the city. Merchants, bankers, bureaucrats. Stonebridge calls itself a republic now. Ever since the old king died, and the people drove out the last Lord Mayor.
Any idea where I can find the Meisters?
Probably at the old mayoral office, on the main square. I'm told it was converted into a great public hall where the Meisters hold court.
Jane is probably besieging the mines by now. The Meisters can wait.
I agree. And if Jane is at Glitterdelf, we may have a chance to kill her, and finally end the war.
Up to you. Martin and I will trust in your decision, and we'll be here if you need us.
Please do not litter or excrete in alleyways. Please do not litter or excrete in alleyways.
Free the Krug!
Free the Krug!
Free the Krug!
Ah, half a minute there. You came from the chapter house, did you not? Tell me, is it true? Has the Legion returned?
Only a few of us, but yes, we've reclaimed the old chapter house.
Ha! Let them laugh at me now! Meister Wolf, with his silly dreams of radiant children and prophecies of the Legion's return.
You had a dream of a golden-haired child? A boy?
Precisely so. Not a fortnight past, I dreamt that I saw a golden-haired boy standing at my bedside.
You saw the radiant youth? Are you descended from the Legion?
Wish I were, but no. My father was a merchant, and his father as well. If I'd had any Legion blood, I dare say I'd have been killed with...
I'm here to address the Meisters. We want to propose an alliance against Jane Cassinder.
An alliance? That'll be tricky business. I can force them to give you a hearing, at least. I'll warn you, though, they're scared. Scared of Jane Cassinder and her armies. Scared that we'll lose our republic if she takes the city by force. And scared of other things, too.
The Meisters are scared of something else. Something inside the city?
No, forget I spoke of it. The other Meisters will know you've been talking to mad old Wolf with his secrets and conspiracies, and that won't win you any friends on the Council.
I'm ready to address the Meisters.
Capital! I shall go on ahead and announce you. We'll await you inside. Gentlemen and goblins, order! Council recognizes the envoy from the 10th Legion.
Meister Wolf tells us that you propose an alliance. A grave matter indeed. Perhaps our colleague forgot to emphasize how deeply we value our neutrality.
A war with Jane Cassinder would risk the very life of our republic. What do we gain by siding with the Legion?
The Royal Army is destroyed. It's only a matter of time before Jane Cassinder turns against you. Let us help protect your city.
A fair point. We are reasonable fellows, and we know that Jane Cassinder looks upon Stonebridge with covetous eyes. Nonetheless, you can understand why some in the city might fear the Legion's return.
Countless legionnaires were murdered in our streets. People might think that you've come to seek revenge.
Just how many of you turned against the Legion? Surely Meister Wolf took no part.
We cannot all be Sigismund Wolf. Everyone remembers how he ran about the square, trying to put himself between Jane Cassinder and the legionnaires.
Got him.
Hear, hear!
But understand, those were different times. The Legion were said to be kingslayers. Many did things that they now regret.
We won't punish a whole city for the actions of a few. If you did nothing wrong, you have nothing to fear.
Don't you want to find the killers? Why not let the Legion help?
How can I put this? Your words don't precisely put our fears to rest.
Nonsense! The Legion is no threat. There's far more dangerous things in this city, if you would only open your eyes.
Ah, our colleague again speaks of the dapper old gent, no doubt.
Wolf, you didn't say anything about the Foundry before.
Bad business.
The Foundry supplies power to all of Stonebridge, but now it's gone silent, and no one knows why.
Maester Wolf, let us not turn aside from the matter at hand. We owe the Legion our vote.
No, wait. That hardly seems fair. Force a vote now, and it will assuredly go against the Legion. I propose a recess. Let us each speak privately to the legionnaires, so that we can reach an informed and impartial judgment.
Sounds like a reasonable idea. We agree.
Indeed, well spoken, Meister Mudgutter. Any objections? None? Council declares a recess. We shall reconvene after the Legion envoy has spoken to each of my esteemed colleagues, and all are prepared to render a judgment.
So the Legion has come looking for my vote. These are perilous times. An entangling alliance is hardly prudent. But I forget my manners. I am Rorik Castle, City Meister and Factol of the Ironmongers.
In the council meeting, Wolf said something about the Foundry. Is that your responsibility?
Ah, yes. That is our responsibility. The Foundry is the wellspring of our city's prosperity. We keep the economy in motion, and we are the drumbeat of progress.
Your guild is obviously important. We need friends like you, and we're willing to prove our goodwill.
If you wish to be of service, there is a certain problem that requires attention. The Foundry is presently overrun. It's the blasted Cyclopses. They were docile workers for years, but something in them snapped, and they've brought the Foundry to a standstill.
We'll take care of these Cyclopses, if you pledge your vote to the Legion.
Fine, fine, it's a deal. Speak to my foreman, Mr. Snell, at the Foundry. He will explain our predicament in greater detail.
Yes. I was wondering when you'd come and harass me. No doubt you're here to solicit my vote for your organization.
Let's get right to the point. What can the Legion do to earn your support?
Well, you could help me alphabetize court documents, but a better use of your talents would be to help me with an investigation. Normally, I'd have Wolf hand—
So you're saying you'd rather risk a stranger's life? That's honest.
I'm rarely accused of being a nice person, but there you have it. I'd rather not waste city resources and will trade my vote for your work. So, the matter at hand. We've had numerous reports of masked individuals hauling automatons into the crypts under the city. Whatever their aim, they are slowly eroding our defenses, and that is intolerable, especially with Jane Cascinder and her army on the loose. If someone was to enter the crypts and purge them of these criminals, I would owe that person a favor.
Have many of your automatons gone missing?
Only a few have gone missing. More troubling is that a few have returned looking like they were opened and studied.
You said that these crypts are underneath the city?
Indeed. Old records refer to them as the Crypts of the Sacred Blood, a vast network of tunnels extending from the farmlands in the south. With every passing generation, further tunnels are dug. No one has charted them all. The crypt in question is cut off from the rest, thanks to a tunnel collapse some years back, so you needn't fear getting lost.
Consider it done. We'll be back when we've dealt with these criminals.
Well then, if you keep your word, I shall do the same and cast my vote in support of the Legion. Good day.
Ah, the envoy from the Legion. Is there something else you need?
What can we do to win your vote? An alliance will benefit us both.
There's that word again. Alliance. You won't think ill of me, I hope, if I express a certain degree of concern. But I shall respect the wishes of the other Meisters. If you can convince my colleagues to take your side, I shall vote in your favor as well.
You were elected to lead the city?
By a popular vote of almost 70%. Not counting the automatons, of course. Our mayor is elected from among the Meisters, the leading citizens of the town. It's a far better system than we used to have. We put an end to all that autocratic nonsense not long after the old kingdom collapsed. Our city has been a free republic for the past 30 years.
I won't take any more of your time. Good day.
Indeed, and a good day to you as well.
Greetings, Legionnaire. If you've come to win my vote, don't bother. My mind is made up. Stonebridge will have no entangling alliances. So that's that. Now, if you need some little task to occupy your time, or if you have a question, perhaps I can be of service.
Why are you so eager to dismiss the Legion?
I trust the Legion. What I don't trust is this city. It has a dark history with the Legion. Some doors should remain closed. Personally, I wish you great success in restoring the Legion, but I don't feel my vote for you is in the best interest of Stonebridge.
Are you sure there's nothing we can do to win your vote?
At the moment, no. But worry not, I'm sure the other Meisters will vote for you if you sate their self-interested needs. Now, I do have a task or two for you. It's not going to win over my vote, but I would find a way to repay your efforts. Long ago, the Legion served as the mediator of first and last resort. When an argument ran out of control, the Legion offered counsel.
That's all? I thought you might have wanted us to slay something for you.
Your first task is to handle a situation with a prisoner of ours, a Krug. He has no crimes charged against him, but his fate is disputed. Many argue he's safer in prison. Others want him free. He's here in the Meister Hall's jail. Make your inquiries there, then tell the automaton who presides over the jail what you've decided. It's hardly dragon slaying, but if you're true to the Legion, you'll have time for small matters. Go on now, I've got work to do.
Ah, the envoy from the Legion. Is there something else you need?
What can we do to win your vote? An alliance will benefit us.
There's that word again. Alliance. You won't think ill of me, I hope, if I... But...
You were elected to lead the city?
By a popular vote of almost 70%. Not counting the automatons, of course. Our mayor is elected from among the Meisters, the leading citizens of the town. It's a far better system than we used to have. We put an end to all that autocratic nonsense not long after the old kingdom collapsed. Our city has been a free republic for the past 30 years.
I won't take any more of your time. Good day.
Indeed, and a good day to you as well.
Welcome to the Stonebridge Jail. Do you have business with the incarcerated?
I'd like to speak to the Krug prisoner. Fiddlewick asked me to appraise the situation and determine the Krug's fate.
Very well. It is Meister Fiddlewick's prerogative to entrust such decisions to strangers, rather than automated constables with decades of experience. Please note that the Krug has been imprisoned for its own safety. It is highly unpopular with citizens, especially those who own pitchforks.
Krr.
How did you wind up behind these bars?
Krr. Krr.
Are you being treated well?
Sorry about that. Seems the rattle in my lungs gets worse every year. You were asking about my treatment here? Just fine, thank you. The automated constable here tends to my comestibles and keeps away the rabble.
You're pretty well spoken for a Krug.
A Krug? Yeah, I guess that's what people think I am. I'm human. Just some ill twist of fate made me hideous and homely.
If you're not a Krug, why are you locked up?
I'm tired of being harassed and assaulted. This time I decided I'd let them think I'm a monster and keep me locked up. I've thought about getting out of here, but I have nowhere to go. I'm content to just stay here and daydream.
I have to decide whether you stay or go free.
Well, I suppose I've committed no crime, unless being hideous is illegal. But if it's all the same to you, I'm safe here. Let them go on thinking I'm a Krug. It won't hurt my feelings. If you let me go, have someone escort me out of the city at least.
Welcome to the Stonebridge Jail. Do you have business with the incarcerated?
I'd like to speak to the Krug prisoner. Fiddlewick asked me to appraise the situation and determine the Krug's fate.
Very well. It is Meister Fiddlewick's prerogative to entrust such decisions to strangers, rather than automated constables with decades of experience. Please note that the Krug has been imprisoned for its own safety. It is highly unpopular with citizens, especially those who own pitchforks.
Krr.
That is all.
Krr.
Welcome to the Stonebridge Jail.
I've come to a decision on the Krug.
I will enact whatever outcome you deem appropriate. Please enunciate carefully.
He's no Krug, he's a human. He should be released and given the full rights and protections of a legal citizen.
Very well. The Krug will be set loose and monitored for his protection, until he has integrated with the city or been stoned to death by angry mobs.
They sure do throw rocks awful hard.
I wasn't certain that the Legion had truly returned, but after witnessing your resolution of the plight of the oppressed Krug proletariat, it caused a great imbalance in my sanguine humors. Fairly had me bursting with them. Now then, we have much to accomplish. Shall we get started?
What do you mean by we have much to do? Who exactly are you?
Yes, we. First person plural, in this case collective. I could lend you this excellent book on grammar, but wait, I'm forgetting my manners. I am Reinhard Manx, scholar, inventor, and sartorial adventurer. I have degrees in advanced thaumaturgical studies and non-Goblinian geometry. Naturally, I also have a grounding in the classics, but more importantly to you, I am descended from the Grand Mage Merrick, a legionnaire through and through.
That would make him the last of Merrick's line. He must have great potential as a mage.
Well, needless to say, it's been my dream to reunite with other children of the 10th Legion. Second only to the dream of a thaumaturgical waistcoat that can change its color and cut to match the latest season's fashions.
If you have Legion blood, why didn't you join us at the gathering?
Oh, you mean the invitation calculated to lure all the Legion descendants into one place? You must be joking. That was obviously a trap. One would have to be suicidal, or at least a great buffoon, to walk into that sort of setup. Oh, Oh my, do forgive me. I should have realized. I meant no offense. But in any case, no, I regretfully declined when that letter arrived.
How have you lived in Stonebridge all this time? I thought this town had a bad history with the Legion.
Had I trumpeted my lineage, we would have seen democracy in action. The ballot would have been whether I would be lynched or dissected, but still. I used to dream that the Legion would rise up from the ashes. But I also dream of square circles, so make of that what you will. The people of Stonebridge may have committed a terrible crime against the Legion, but I think it's time to forgive and rebuild.
Forgiveness is an old virtue of the Legion. I'd say your heart is in the right place.
In all my studies of time, I found that you can coil it, twist it, bend it, but it always unwinds the same way. Hatred can't undo the past, so why hold a grudge? Why bother defending Ehb if you can't accept that its people will make mistakes? And of course, forgiveness facilitates the open exchange of ideas. It's hard to have a symposium with a lynch mob.
You said you were a scholar, but have you seen any combat?
I'm hardly the mage that my great-grandfather was, but I was best in my class when it came to channeling and energy manipulation. I may possess a physique best described as suety, but by application of higher non-Goblinian mathematics, I could rip a man in half with a thought. Well, theoretically I could. It's not as though I practice on people. That would be rather rude, and mildly illegal, but mostly...
We need everyone in the Legion to join forces. Are you with us?
Am I with you? Does the thaumaturgical constant Q trend towards infinity for given values of the human soul? The answer is yes, by the way. The Legion needs to stand together, lest we fade into memory. So without further ado, let's be off.
I should thank you for resolving the matter of the Krug.
Do you have another problem for me to mediate?
Yes, I do. Baron is a wealthy landowner with a claim to many parcels of land here in town. He wants to charge rent to Hans. Hans has an equally compelling claim to the plot of land. Mudgutter informs me it's a case of eminent domain versus original acquisition. With the court deadlocked, both have agreed to let you settle their dispute. I'll have them meet you at the chapter house.
Ah, the envoy from the Legion. Is there something...
You were elected to lead the city?
By a popular vote of almost 70%. Not counting the automatons, of course. We put an end to all that autocratic...
What can we do to...
But I shall respect the wish...
I won't take any...
Not so fast, Legionnaire. None shall pass this gate without the express authorization of the wise and beneficent Meisters of Stonebridge.
We're going to the crypts of the Sacred Blood at Meister Mudgutter's request.
I see. More soldiers of fortune to clean up the crypts of the Sacred Blood. I was instructed to let you pass. It must be very pleasant in the crypts. Everyone who has entered them decides to stay there permanently.
Ah, good. I thought I'd find you here. I heard the Legion was back in town, and I've been scampering to get my old notes in order. You see, I've been archiving the history of the 10th Legion in Stonebridge. A sad history, to be sure, but my research can help you.
Go on. What kind of research do you mean?
I've studied the event of the local Legion's demise, the riots. I've kept track of many looters and killers that profited on that day. Some who looted the chapter house proudly displayed their ill-gotten gains, showing off stolen Legion property to house guests. Such arrogance. Well, I have kept track of these pompous criminals, especially the ones who insisted they'd be buried with their trophies.
Those artifacts belong to the Legion. I'll do whatever it takes to get them back.
I've assembled a list of graves that should contain stolen property. Problem is, the crypts have become too dangerous of late. Here, take my notes. Unless the thieves have started looting coffins at random, you should be able to recover the stolen items.
A shame no one confronted these looters while they lived. But at least we can recover what they took. Here are the stolen automatons. But where are they being sent, and why? We are not alone here. Die and be judged. A gang of thieves. Mudgutter was right. A mechanical bridge. It must be controlled by that lever.